Welcome to another BANGover podcast episode, reactionary tell. I'm Scott Allen, your host. Always Chris Myers with us. And today we're doing Exhorder's. What are we doing? We're doing Exhorder.
Exhorder just dropped a new single today, The Man That Never Was.
So, this is 2020.
This is February 21st, 2020.
Okay. Because this is one of those bands that, I pulled out my first albums in 92, and then 2019, and now I'm glad they keep going with some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those. It was a long break.
They we talked about it, and we'll probably talk about them further on, but just to touch on stuff, they kind of got lumped into like this Pantera sound-alike.
Are they from Texas? No, New Orleans.
They're from New Orleans, but they have...
Phil is from New Orleans.
Yeah, there was a whole controversy because...
Dude, it's a southern sound. It's the southern sound.
It is the southern sound, exactly.
Of metal.
And they were just fans of each other's music.
So the band Fight? It's the same thing. Yeah, Rob Halford's southern sound.
It's basically bands being their peers, and they're like just kind of listening to each other, I'm sure. They're completely different states and stuff like that, but it's... If you're a fan of like heavy music at the time, you've probably heard... They're
in the underground vein.
You know what I mean? So it's like...
Yeah, we see some of our favorite musicians in this time wearing Exhorder shirts.
Exactly.
Because we found out about Exhorder, and then it's just like when you start noticing things for the first time, you're like, dude, there's an Exhorder shirt right there.
So, I mean, they kind of went through that a 2-album period where they released...
blistering albums
that
heavy as all fuck.
They're like
so fast
and just highly regarded it, like as in the underground sort of a thing, like
sound quality is amazing. And we're not talking about like when we had a CD, you transfer over sound, but it wasn't remastered. So imagine you had that on tape. I'm sure it still sounded fucking heavy.
So they're classic albums, and that's Slaughter in the Vatican and The Law, and that's 90 and 92. And then they just put out a new album last year.
Mourn the Southern Skies.
Yeah, and that shit is super dope. It was on my best of the decade, if y'all listen to
Remember.
that shit. But super, it was just
episode.
Great to hear them come back and like really good. It had like one of my favorite songs of the year is on that album. Like it is a banging album.
Is it
they kicked ass?
Still all the original members, or are we talking like people move a little bit? Maybe
it's
a new
pretty
drummer?
much the original, but the drummer is new. The bass player is new.
No matter how old you get, you can keep going, but you just have to replace your drummer. Get someone young. That's pretty much what we're learning from everything. God, that means I will be obsolete one day.
It's kind of a super group though, because they got these other guys from other bands. So
who's working in this now? That's like the founding member. Is it one guy?
It's Kyle Thomas and Vinny Labella.
That are keeping it going.
Yeah, they're the pretty much OGs that are still in it. And Kyle is the singer, and Vinny's the guitar player.
Makes sense.
So, but they got a new guitar player, bass player,
rhythm
drummer,
section.
just a whole new kind of
rhythm section.
They did hit a period. I remember they came to Austin I can't remember the year, maybe like 2015 or so. It was a while back. We're still hanging out in Cedar Park. We went to go see him at Emo's. Me and Ryan.
That was 2015?
Something like that. It was a long time ago.
I feel like it was 2012, man.
Yeah, maybe you're right, actually, because shows here
I'm telling you, 2012 was a fucking
2011
magical year.
I think it's something like that. Well, either way, they got back together for a short period, and they came to Austin to do a show, which is insane.
And that band that we used to play with all the time was like, yeah, we're opening up for Exhorder. And they didn't even know who they were. And,
my God.
I remember Ryan just losing his fucking shit.
It was cool, though.
Ryan was pissed.
It was a great show. They played all these classics.
But they canceled that show.
No, maybe that one they canceled, but they did come back. They played... Freaking what's his name from SOD came on stage and they did a song.
Did they do the housecore horror, that Phil Ensemble thing?
No, they did.
I remember they came back.
I think they did do that.
Something like that. Terror and Chaos.
They did
Chaos
something
and
like that.
Why do I know anything right now?
Yeah, it's hard to place those dates, but yeah, it was definitely emos here in town, and it was just a one-off show. It was weird that they were playing. They were behind the merch stand selling the merch. Like I bought a freaking cigarette ashtray from Kyle. It was insane.
Were you just fanboying it?
I was like, oh shit,
fan boner.
It was awesome. Like they're hustling their own merch.
Albums.
You know, they're headlining. They got I can't remember his name either. SOD.
Billy Milano?
Billy Milano was there, came on stage and played March of the SOD with them or whatever the fuck.
Cool.
It was awesome.
Well, man, that's so weird. Again, we were listening to SOD at this time where we had these. We were just getting into thrash. Is this a thrash metal band, pretty much?
What?
This is like, what is this? Some kind of like thrash metal band?
Yeah.
No, it's fucking hip hop metal. Fucking new. It's new.
Yeah. It's thrash beyond thrash. It's held up in a straitjacket thrash, like thrash.
That's a good way of fucking putting it.
So
we're gonna check out this new single from an up and coming album.
I don't even know if it's on an album.
Okay,
it's just a single that dropped today. I'll read the Instagram post. This is how I found out about it. Was just their Instagram, and
remember follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram as well,
so you can get this stuff.
Yeah.
So you know about Exhorder.
Today was a little surprise for y'all desecrators. The Man That Never Was is now out worldwide. We will have this single as a limited edition 7-inch vinyl at the merch table on our upcoming tour with Overkill. Ooh, that's gonna be that's a hell of a show right there. But so yeah, The Man That Never Was. Let's check it out.
You can't fool everybody all the time. We can't tell if you're coming or going. Can you hear the laughter cries? Even kings and queens have to live in fear. But don't get me wrong, I see you got no crown. Those times you shine like diamond stones. When you
oh, that just stopped. And you were like 50 seconds. And he was like, go home. I was like,
Oh, I said 15, sorry.
oh, 15. That's what I thought you said. That's a weird timestamp to give me. 15 seconds, get your shit together. Oh my God, where's my microphone? That song was, what'd you think? Amazing?
I had done
Dude, you had that shit turned up pretty loud in my head. So.
Oh,
but
sorry.
no, it's like a good, at first it hurt. No, I was like, oh, drums. No.
Yeah. Again, my
it sounds
first
old school
impression
as fuck,
is
doesn't it?
sounds old school.
Yeah.
And the riffs for days. That's what I love about this band is like riffs on riffs on riffs. Sometimes the riffs don't ever end. I'm like, keep fucking going.
Hey, there were weird time signatures.
Definitely weird
Yeah.
time signatures on the riffs. So it's like
The drummer's like, I don't fucking know.
that's what I like. It's like it's got the groove, but it
God
also
damn
keeps
it.
you like as a listener entertained. Like you can bob to it, and then like it throws you off a little bit. And personally, that's what I like. I like being thrown off and kept guessing and what's happening next. Oh, that's cool. They did that. And I do also like
That's what makes you thrash metal, baby. You gotta
Yeah.
be catchy, but
different,
technical.
like,
You know what
technical.
I mean?
You just keep the audience guessing at what you're about to do, even though
Yeah.
it's
Even,
almost like
it's 4/4s most of the time,
Yeah.
no matter what.
It's-
We're playing just this rock and roll, but
Yeah.
technically faster. And then there's a formula to how thrash works. And
Like
they
that?
know that.
totally. And
Besides for the D beat, the skank beat.
if you break down what's going on in the song, there really isn't that much. There's the solo section, there's the outro, which is the main chorus riff. They only do the chorus like 3 times. Once, actually, I think they only do it twice. Maybe they do it that one main time, and then they end with it because they do those verse riffs, and that's what goes into that solo part. But like they do that thrash thing where like it cuts to the I mean, for the audience, it was the left side. Cuts to the left side, and the guitar just is going while the band stops, and it's just,
Oh, yeah.
hitting. You know what I mean? And that's
Dude, we were talking about that when we were in the jam room. We were like, oh, you know what thrash metal songs always have? Where
That's
you
what
like
they do.
stop and you just like keep it going.
or that like
Yeah.
So
and you just chugging up the riff, like getting
again,
it going.
this song, so many different parts. That first part, it sounded like a rock and roll. Like it starts really thrashy,
Yeah.
main riff, then it gets rock and roll, where the drums, everything drops out. It's just Kyle singing, and then the band's coming in and out. It's doing weird shit. That's the only time they do that in the whole song.
Yeah, and then the vocals are kind of like the lightest point right there too.
Yeah. And then it
And then
gets,
you do a little-
and then it gets, so it's doing these parts once, but making it kind of repetitive in that you're gonna do it again later, but it's gonna be different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I mean, Sepultura, we just did the Sepultura reacts, and that was a good example of that. They had a whole song where it was that. We're going to do this part, and we're going to come back to it later, but it's going to be different.
Dude,
So-
it's not that crazy because we'll listen to bands like Sepultura or
Yeah.
Megadeth or Exhorder and be like, how the fuck do you even come up with that stuff? Do you ever think it was like you write 2 riffs, a chorus, a verse, or what have yous, and then you play them in different ways, right? You're trying to find, maybe sometimes you're trying to find the right way. What if
Yeah.
you just did all those ways that you just did? Like all those different things that you were trying to come up with something to have a verse, chorus, verse. Why don't you use like 5 of those? Because
That's-
technically it's the same riff,
lot of-
reworked.
I mean, this band
Sounds easy
does
to me.
that a lot, is they take that riff. It's like a riff upon a riff.
Yeah.
And, a lot of really good,
I love it. Smart,
a
clever.
lot of
Yeah.
good thrash bands. That's what they do. Is it's the whole song is this really good riff, but it's a lot of other riffs around it, and
It's
really,
like reworking that one riff in different ways. The
we keep
drums are
saying
used
riff,
to break
but
it
it's
down.
like that's the motif of this music. Is like it needs to catch your ear,
Yeah.
and it needs to hold it.
And the drums have to come in blistering, as always. And the bass player's poor fingers are probably just going to fall off at the end of the set list, dude.
It's got a groove too, so it's got to like be blistering but understandable. Like for that song, there's a lot going on, but I could hear every piece. I
Still
could
is
hear-
groove, man.
Still
Still
like
groove.
still kept you moving. Whereas
Yeah.
like that was.
But it felt very like classic. I felt like I was back in 1992.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to like, man, maybe some people don't know, but down here in the South, we weren't listening to Nirvana and that garbage. We were listening to like kind of stuff like this. I assume or like this metal scene
the metal
the
scene
southern,
here is like, yeah.
And
A lot of that.
it just sounds like, oh, cool, dude. Like, you just imagine like the fashion and listening to thrash metal. I love thrash metal. I don't know, man. It's my favorite genre of all.
It's
and to
thrash,
have more of it,
groove,
it's so rare to get thrash metal
those solos,
so bastardized
like, exactly
in the
like,
metal realm. Like, you only get
Yeah.
a few thrash metal bands, or your favorite artist will make a thrash metal album, but then go back to something else. It's
exactly.
like,
There's very few like true thrash metal bands left, and they're going on tour with one that is a true thrash still.
Dude,
Overkill.
and-
To this day, still
for
putting out.
real. So you're talking riffs, dude. This riffs on top of riffs on this tour, man.
Yeah. So I mean, that would be an epic tour, but
Riff heavy.
again, it's hopefully this is
Dude,
a single that leads to something, because
let's hope this whole if it is going to be a new album,
Yeah.
or whatever.
they
Please come out with a new
I was
album.
gonna say, if they drop 2 albums, like with
Yeah, why not? Keep working. Come on, move your ass.
yeah.
I have to listen to the latest album.
You should.
Was it just all thrash all the way through? Did they slow down
insane.
once?
It's insane.
Did they slow down once?
No,
Yes.
It's-
That's what I'm talking about,
it's
man.
it's riffs like that, and like when it does, if it slows down at all, it's just to like keep that
To
like
get-
head.
build it
you know,
back.
that's
Yeah.
the slowest it goes.
You feel your heartbeat? Put your hand over your chest. You feel that? That's 120
So it's like
BPMs.
they're not.
That's as slow as it goes. No-
They do some like epic shit at the end, but it's worth it. It's not like all acoustic type of thing. It's like some Sepultura stuff. Like it's epic. Like, you know, they're on that.
Pretty cool.
They're doing that type of shit. So
Dude, when you listen to when Metallica came out with that single, I think they're on their last album, right? Whatever it was, fucking, and everyone heard that single and they were like, dude, Metallica's back, dude. It was a thrashing song, right? And we were all like, I like that song. It's pretty cool. Album comes out. That's the only thrash metal song. And it's like, what are you doing? You're rich, right? It doesn't matter
this
now,
isn't
right?
like
It doesn't matter. Just play thrash metal.
what is it? It was over 25 years, I think.
Just 8 songs. You don't have to do 10. You don't
No,
have to do
yeah.
12.
I mean-
or 15. I don't know what they do on their new albums. I stopped listening.
That was again. It was 25 years in the making, kind of a thing. Riffs built up, just like
Real
You know what I mean? Yeah. Real heavy.
I got all these riffs I've been working on, just a whole fucking trunk. Whoa.
I got 300 riffs.
Yeah.
I got
300,000 riffs. And it's pretty much just 30 songs reworked.
Yeah.
30 riffs reworked multiple times. So this was fucking
That was
awesome.
Yeah, definitely follow Exhorder on social media and keep up with their new music that's dropping. Follow us on social media. Scott with the plugs.
You can find us on Instagram at BANGover Productions, Facebook at
BANGover Productions.
no, it's BANGover ATX. Come on, man.
Oh yeah.
Are you even part of this?
Facebook?
For the Facebook, BANGover ATX.
I know.
And then
I noticed
YouTube,
the Facebook.
BANGover Productions.
Follow us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Follow us everywhere.
Follow us. Where can you find Exhorder?
They're all over the place too. I found that on Instagram. That post. That they're on.
Is it just
Facebook.
Exhorder on Instagram?
Exhorder Nola or Nola Exhorder.
They couldn't-
Exhorder Nola. So follow them.
Nola? How do you spell the end of that?
Nola, like New Orleans.
Ah, gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
so that's
So awesome. Thanks, y'all.
all right. Bye bye.